I'm just gonna pinch his nipple. See if we can
There
turn
you
him up a
go.
little bit.
Turn
Hey,
me up or
gets him
turn me
going.
on?
I mean, that gets him going.
Turn
That gets
you
him
up,
going.
turn you on, and turn
I
you
bet
loose.
he's about to
is
be
what I'm
at
trying
the
to do.
peak.
Turn this
That's what
room
these
into
other
a
people
sauna.
need to see.
That's right. This is how every
Now,
orgy I've ever been to started.
Alright.
Some shady video equipment, a loose connection, and then a real loose connection. Alright, there we go.
Nasty.
Adios mío.
Adios mío.
Hachi machi. All right, Paul.
You got it all out of your system?
Oh,
I hope he did not, because
so
that
orgy
shit
in the
is-
middle.
I know. Like it just
Amped up, man.
yeah.
Wake your ass up, boy. Alright.
Hold on.
All right. Whew, okay. Oh. All right. Whew.
Those hours, y'all.
And
We all sleep deprived right now. We all. Oh.
All right. Okay.
Wait,
Oh,
see like a behind the scenes flubs.
all right.
Alright.
That's gonna hit me later.
Alright. Damn it. God damn it.
I was good to go.
You paused too long, dude.
Because I was trying not to laugh.
Oh man.
Oh,
shit.
God. This is going to be bad.
Fuck it all, man. Let's go.
Okay. Alright. Check my titties out. Alright.
Check him out.
What's going on, everybody? My name's Paul. Thank you for joining me here at All In. So today, we have the third episode of 4 Idiots and a Playlist. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Chad.
What's up, guys? Chad Bonowit, a.k.a. Raspberry Corn Muffins, a.k.a. Cudi with a K. Y'all can check me out on Twitter. I mean, I'm not there, but you can still check for me. It never hurts to look. Chris, what you got
Hey
going
guys,
on?
I'm Chris. You can also call me Dr. Killjoy. This is actually my playlist that we'll be going over. Justin.
Yeah, man. Hey guys, like he just said, my name is Justin. Back at it once again. You guys can find me at Nasty Time TV over there at Twitch. Really looking forward to this guy's playlist. I think I want to hear Chad's opinion of the first song. Maybe you can tell me something.
Oh, man. So, it was apparent to me right off the bat that Chris was going to take us on some kind of voyage. World of Tomorrow is the name of his playlist. So, I went ahead and put on all my Star Trek gear and just buckled down, got ready for it. And I felt it was appropriate to take a captain's log, which is what we used to call taking a shit on the shrimp boat. But I'm talking about a captain's log, like to journal the voyage. You can edit that out, right? All right. So here we go. Stardate OU812. As we enter this playlist, my first impression belongs to the laid-back, mellow ride kind of groove. Almost enough to make me overlook that it's another... Oh, hold on, that's the wrong damn...
First song up is Satellite Flight by the artist Kid Cudi. On his album, Kid Cudi presents Satellite Flight, The Journey to Mother Moon.
Yeah, really like that song. It kind of grew on me. It wasn't really my thing to start off with, but the first verse just kind of dragged on. Kid Cudi, that wasn't his best stuff, I think. But then by the end of the song, he kind of reeled me in a little bit. It was apparent after the first song that we were going to be on some kind of space voyage. So I just took a few notes and wrote that down. That we was see, this is all fucked up, man. You can cut all that out. All right, yeah, the first song, really liked it. Not my favorite Kid Cudi song. Not really ever been a real fan of Kid Cudi, and especially when the song kind of dragged out and had that, draggy first verse. But it definitely got you in the mood for that futuristic vibe. It stuck to the theme, and by the end of the song, he picked it up a little bit. It seemed like it was rolling right along at the end, and at the end of the day, not a bad way to start off the playlist. Kid Cudi, man, I can't remember the last thing I listened to of his, but it might have been like Black and Yellow or something. Hell, I don't know. Was that him? Was that
Yeah,
him?
classic Kid Cudi song, Black and Yellow. That's actually what got him big, you know.
Really?
A lot of people don't know that. Wiz actually stole that song from Kid Cudi.
He writes a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Every good song is stolen from Kid Cudi. A lot of people don't know that.
Black and Yellow. I toss and turn, and I'm black and yellow. I believe that. That's how it went originally. Yeah.
But yeah, not a big Kid Cudi fan. The song wasn't too bad though. Good way to set the tone for the playlist.
Yeah, I have to agree. The first song is a good way to start. I gotta admit, and like this is a song that I'm always very hit or miss with. I have to be in the mood for this song, just because there is a lot of like it drags on, and it's very mellow and kind of is. It's hard to explain. It takes about a minute into the song before I really start liking it. Like I said, I can't really explain why. It's just he kind of mumbles a lot, but I think that's what he's wanted. You know, that's kind of the point of what he's doing. But as far as this playlist goes, I do think it fits perfectly because he's like, hey, jump on my spaceship and let's go. And that is what this playlist is all about. And so on this, you're pretty much boarding a spaceship, getting ready for a flight, and, you know, starting from there.
True. Hey, I mean, honestly, I think I can agree with Chad a little bit when he said this is not Cudi's best work. I mean, but to me, I still loved it. Like, I think it was one of the maybe 2 songs from his album when he released it that I actually was fucking with. And for me, like you guys said a little earlier, it set the tone. It pretty much put you right in that mind space. Like, you know, as soon as he said, World of Tomorrow, I was thinking like futuristic, I want to see the future, all this, that, and third. And it was more of, we're going to take you on a fucking journey. Starting off with, Kid Cudi. And I think for like all the past playlists, I say when I first listened to him, I'm in the gym. I'm whatever that first song is, what I'm doing, hopefully it's something that's getting me moving. Literally, I was like, all right, I'm on like mile 1.5. I need to keep going. I need to at least make it to 2. Started listening to this, and it was like energizing. So we just said, hey, this was the playlist. The first song, knocked it out the park. You knocked it out the park, Chris. But luckily, the playlist continued. And just for me, like I said, it set the mood. And I can't wait to talk about track 2.
Yeah, so I love Kid Cudi. Paul actually introduced me to this album. I've liked Kid Cudi since like the first time I heard his first song back in like high school, which was the Day and Night song. Yeah, almost everyone's heard that song by Kid Cudi. But this whole album, I love this album. And I debated on which Kid Cudi song I wanted to put on here, and then I heard this song again a little while back. And I was like, that's the best song to start off this playlist. And I've debated on whether or not I wanted to. I've actually have like a headcanon kind of story for this whole playlist, and I've been debating on whether or not I wanted to kind of go over as the playlist as we go over the songs. But basically, in the movie that this playlist is about, this song would basically be introducing to this world, and it'd kind of be like newspaper reels going like humans launch into space, humans colonize planets, humans meet aliens for the first time. Then it starts saying stuff like human colonies are under attack, and it basically kind of catching you up to what this world is. And it'd be like a whole 40s, 50s newsreel. You see like flash across the screen. It'd be that. But yeah, I'm glad to hear most of you guys liked it. We'll go ahead and move on to the second song. And next song up is Kids by the artists Kyle Dixon and Michael Stein on our album Stranger Things Volume 1.
Yeah, so this song, I love Stranger Things, and I actually think the music from Stranger Things it's one of the things that draws me to it, just because it really has that 80s feel, It has that the 80s synth pop that I know Chris loves so much. And that's one of the things that, crack me up about this playlist is he went all the way for some synth pop. That is what he wanted. He wanted some futuristic, space synth, and baby, that's what he did. He went hard into it. And so at first, like I said.
Wait, you're saying you did that on purpose?
I'm saying you did it on purpose.
Nice.
Who knew?
Anyways.
So and so I got to be honest about the first time I listened to this playlist, this song I couldn't even really pick out because, you know, when I put on a playlist, I put it to the side and I'm listening to it while I work or something like that. So a lot of these songs ran together the first time I listened to it. But the second time I heard it and, you know, I was like, wow, this sounds familiar. And I looked at the name of the song. I realized it was Stranger Things. And I was like, I really dig this. Like, it kind of brings up memories for me of going on an adventure. Like I said, like, this is the beginning. I still feel like we're not going anywhere. Like, it's still just the beginning. The spaceship, you know, hasn't gone anywhere as of yet. We're still kind of waiting to go somewhere. Kind of not stalling, just, you know, waiting for this ignition to hit. But I did like it. I do enjoy this song. I feel like the song is full of wonder. Like, where do we go from here?
True. No, man, it's so funny to me, like how different people can listen to the same song and you know, just get something different out of it.
Yeah.
I think you spoke on it in your first little, you know, talk about like your first listen of this playlist, where it was like everything just kind of ran together. I think that's actually like, it's making a playlist can be a double-edged sword. He totally was going for a vibe. Like, he had a set vibe he was trying to get out and, you know, put across. The only thing is when the vibe is too strong, it kind of all runs together. So it would be tough to kind of pick out a song and say like, hey, I got this from this song, I got that. I didn't, you know, get anything specifically from this song, but the entire thing as a whole was very amazing. Like, it was playlist. It's just with this song, dank ass beat, amazing. Like, I'm literally like blown away. I was like, the fact that, you know, not for nothing, Chris, initially, like, about this playlist, it wasn't gonna be, you know, everyone's favorite. Like, there was gonna be some stuff, you know, that people didn't like, and I like, you were 2 for 2. You were 2 for 2 with me. I was like, when the fuck is this hard hitting song gonna come on? And I'm like, because honestly, when you said all that shit, I was like, he's about to make a country album. I'm gonna hate this shit.
That's what I should doing.
You should. Hey, you fucked up. You dropped the ball. You had a chance. But no, legit. Like, I remember hearing the song, and I'm like, where is this? The uncomfortable, maybe the unlikable. You know, the tough to listen to. This was music to my ears. But then again, it's a part about picking genres. You know, I love this shit. I love pop. I dig it. But, and, you know, I can get how for other people it might be a little tougher to listen to. It's like, I just was waiting on that other foot to fall. It didn't come, so. Man, good job on the second song. I feel like this entire playlist might have me over here sounding like I'm, you know, sucking you off. But dude, the first 2 tracks literally.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Like that, don't you, Biggie Pop? but no, legit, man. Good job. To make a vibe, and then of course it can come off as a double-edged sword, but you did a good job. You set the pace with one song, and then track number 2 came in, and maybe like Paul said, like, the spaceship hadn't gone anywhere. Necessarily the spaceship, it was the story. Like, the story was just like kind of building up, like it was that build-up moment story for me.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, you said that you were, you know, you had this vision, almost like a screenplay of what this thing was doing. Well, when 2 songs into it, I realized that we really were trying to go on some kind of journey, that there was a plot, a narrative. You know, being new to the playlist, you know, group, I haven't heard this is, so everybody's playlist is the first one for me. So, you know, I was a little disappointed there wasn't some Conway Twitty in there. I mean, I'll be honest. I feel like you let me down a little bit.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, you will. Don't worry.
You will.
Yeah, he's some truck driver.
God.
Yeah.
This is my last one, y'all. Sorry, this is my last podcast. Get out my.
Yeah. So, but once I realized, like I said, that you were taking us on a journey, I started doing a little journaling. So I'm gonna give you a couple little notes that I wrote about this song. And first of all, I love Stranger Things. I love the show. I like any kind of song that brings you into that whole dynamic, you know, because when you're painting a word picture with music, bringing it into that Stranger Things, you know, it's kind of this dimension of the unknown, this, you know, world of tomorrow thing. I said, but in my journal, I wrote that I'm not normally a fan of instrumentals, especially with this much synthesizer. Okay, 2 songs in a row, pretty heavy on the synthesizer. But this song, it's layered, it sets the mood. I feel like it's more aromatics, more dim lights, kind of got me nestled in. You know, I just really at the end of this song I said, okay, that was a short little mood setter, setting the mood for what? Where are we going? Hopefully this guy's taking us somewhere. You know, because sometimes these ships blow up on a launch pad, man. You don't know.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Man. Sometimes it happens. It'd be like that.
It'd be like that.
It'd be like sometimes though.
Yo, wow.
They really do. So just make sure throughout this playlist you use the term synth pop a lot, or synth wave. I'm sorry. Paul loves the term synth wave, so you could drop that word as often as possible. Paul will really enjoy it.
Synth play?
Yeah, he loves it, boy. Which is funny because Paul made a playlist called My Drive some time back, and he had a couple of like synth wave-ish type of 80s vibe music to it. And I remember
it was garbage
Paul
though.
over and over and over again. It's like, Paul, you need to make a like My Drive Revisited or My Drive Part 2, and just be nothing but synthwave. Because I was really, really digging that because he had a good ear for it because the songs on that thing, God, it was so good. But anyways, so this song, kids, in our story that's being told here, that we are introduced to our main character, our main hero, the protagonist. He's a kid at this point in the story. He's like 8 or 9. And we see him playing with a girl in like a living room or something like that. And in the next room over, you can see 2 guys talking. They're like in military uniforms. And we find out later that one of those is actually his dad. And they're having some kind of discussion, like they're worried discussion. The kids are playing out. The kids kind of know something's a little off, but he's not really paying attention to it. And eventually the 2 guys leave, and the dad kisses the kid bye, gives a hug and stuff like that. Says, "See you later." And that's kind of us getting introduced to the kid. That's what this song's about. And that will bring us over to our next song, which is Arena by the artist Daft Punk. You may have heard of them from the album Tron Legacy.
Yeah, I remember listening to this, and like Paul, I don't actually look at the titles of the song when I'm like first listening to it. It's not until the second listen, maybe third listen. And I was like thinking the entire time, like, I know this song from somewhere. Where have I heard this from? This sounds like really, intense. And then, like you said, it's, from Tron, and it was Daft Punk. It's like, it's a very hard song. Like, it seems like there's not a lot going on. The environment I was in, and it kind of set the tone of how I was going to listen to this playlist from here on out. But it was like, hey, we're at a very hard part. We're doing something, and we're pushing through for the greater good. It's like that song, or maybe imagine like you're road and you've got to be somewhere in 13 hours, and you're tired as hell, but you got to get there. You just got to go. And that's the kind of vibe this song gave to me. I'll put in, and it comes back to like it being a vibe. Like this song, I mean, like it didn't break the mold. It stayed within this lane, and the lane was just perfect. It was like, hey, this fucking thing is going. It's not, it's nothing that's shocking me to be there, even though I didn't, not actually, but I could expect that type of song proven, and it was just like perfect. It was just mellow. It was like, I'm going track from 1, 2 to 3, everything's good. What I think, I remember initially listening to it, and I was like, man, so far we've got 2 instrumental songs. We've got 1 song with lyrics. I'd have wanted to, mix some of this up and place it around, but didn't. I'm glad he kept it the way he wanted to keep it. Not for me, man. Like I said, one of those songs that I had heard it before. This playlist, it felt perfect. Like it was like, okay, this should be here.
Well, yeah. Let's see. That's the Daft Punk song. Not really familiar with Daft Punk a whole lot. I know they're the guys that wear the helmets, and it's more like a DJ thing. But damn it, Chris, another synth pop instrumental. What the hell are you doing, dude? Dude, I'm thinking Garth Brooks or like Reba. Like some old classic country, man. You got that trucker beard, and you were throwing some synth pop at us. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. But it's just this song. It was just like Justin said, more build up. I mean, I get it. I'm with you, Chris. I'm buckled in. My tray table is in the upright position. My bags are packed. I'm ready. I'm in. Why are we still setting the mood? Okay, why aren't we? I mean, enough foreplay, man. Let's get this ship a banging. Let's go. The cosmos awaits, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Maybe you're already in the cosmos.
Or are we?
already
Because
I can still see Earth. I don't know. Maybe not.
Okay, hey, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I,
Great show, by the way.
yeah, different strokes.
Love Different Strokes, dude.
I kind of felt the same way as Chad on this one. Tron. It's a short song. That's one of the things I noticed, but I didn't even know when there's a lot of this synth wave all together. Like I said, I don't know when one ends and one begins. So this is another one, and it works as a playlist overall, but it makes it very difficult for what we're trying to do is go song by song by song, because then I really have to pay attention and be like, okay, so this is a different song.
Yeah, and that sucks. Nobody likes to pay attention.
Yeah, I do not. I don't come to pay attention or use my brain. That's not my point. But it gets you pumped. It's getting you ready for what's to come. But I do agree that it feels like we haven't really started it yet. That we still are getting ready. So it's been 3 songs of getting ready for the adventure, but not really on it yet. And as I said before, it's hard to. I think part of that is just it was hard to differentiate these songs. But the Tron song I do like. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I like all the songs so far. It just feels like we kind of haven't gone anywhere yet. But as far as musically, I enjoy it.
You been reading my journal?
Yes.
Dream Journal?
No, the one I made for this playlist, man. You got the same vibe I got on this thing.
Great minds don't think
going
alike.
on over there?
That's why we think
bad.
we're
Bad
brains.
brains.
By default, we're stuck together.
Pause, nipple. Check it right now. He over there playing with
Yep. So this song, these songs do flow together really, they're blending together real well, which was kind of the point. And I did know that when I was making this playlist and submit it was going to be hard to kind of dissect song by song. But anyways, in this song, in our story that I'm telling, it's taking place at a funeral. The kid's dad died. We find out that he died in a battle in space at one of the colonies that's being attacked one by one, drawn closer and closer to Earth. So the scene opens up at a funeral, and of course it's raining because this is a stereotypical space movie. And in all funerals,
Raining in space.
it's always raining.
As it does.
So
Only when
as
you realize.
that beat builds up in the song, the camera pans up in the sky, and you see these big, huge space cruisers looming over Earth, as in the bad guys are here. And that's the end of that song. Moving on. Next song, theme from the Warriors movie. Artist, Barry Vorzon. Album, The Warriors Original Motion Picture.
Okay, so the theme from the Warriors. Putting my nostalgia of the Warriors aside, I was a big fan.
We all were.
Love that. Okay, this song, Chris, I can feel it. The engines are rumbling. Okay, we have ignitions. We're go for launch. There's instruments other than a synthesizer. I was ecstatic, dude. I felt like we were going somewhere. It's blast off. Now, in your story, I know it's still everybody's still on Earth and everything, and it's plotting. But in my journey, here we go. The rocket ship is zooming through the stars. I see the Earth fading from behind me. I see the stars whizzing by. A couple planets. Still no words really, but definitely keeping with the futuristic vibe. Good to hear an instrument besides the Casio. The song picked up the pace of the playlist, and hopefully that's a sign that we're barreling towards a destination. Something familiar, something more along the lines of music.
Because the whole thing wasn't music.
I mean, not yet.
Not yet. No music yet.
Yeah.
I can't put my nostalgia for the Warriors aside, and I love it. I mean, because if you put something from the Warriors in a playlist, I automatically it changes what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, we are bopping our way to somewhere. We have somewhere we have to get now. Right now, we have to get there. And we have a lot of shit that there's going to be a lot of, stuff that's getting in our way.
Obstacles.
That we have to get through. And you know what? We're going to fucking do it because we're the Warriors. Woo! This song gets me pumped every time, boys. Gets me pumped every time. Chris, fourth song, great. That's all I got to say about it. I feel like you're finally, we're going somewhere. Love it.
Boom.
Yeah, man. obviously not as big a fan of the Warriors as
What?
Paul is.
Oh no.
As Paul is.
Oh, okay.
Relax.
Oof. Oof.
I almost ended up like Cudi.
Dead.
Yeah.
All right, so hey, conspiracy alert. If I'm gone, look at Paul's
I was
direction.
about to start putting this shit over here. I'm going to tell you.
You know,
I thought you was about to say either A, you've never seen the Warriors, or B, you're not a big fan of the Warriors, and I was about to say, I'm done.
All right, I mean, if we're gonna go on a fucking tangent, I mean, I guess I gotta review the Warriors now. I got to do the whole thing.
There we go. All right, go ahead. Justin's review of the Warriors. Go.
Okay. All right. Great movie. It was good. Honestly, don't get what all the hype was about, but I'm super. I loved it. I love the idea of the movie. Literally, I feel like I'm on the spot now because now I really want to explain myself. Literally, the movie was good. It was a vibe. It is just like, hey, this was another movie from that time. It was a younger man, you know, coming of age, all about like, hey, you know, if someone gets in our way, we're gonna put them the fuck down. We're gonna stick up for our brothers. We're gonna do all this shit.
Hell yeah.
You know, held a bigger place in me. But by the time I saw it, I was already a grown man. I'd already had my ideas formed of the world. It was good. It was awesome. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna watch it again. I'm good on it.
Oh man,
But,
I'd love to watch the Warriors.
You know, we'll do a movie review
After this podcast,
and Justin watches the Warriors with the boys.
We should do that. That should be the next Four Idiots and the Warriors. That's gonna be the next.
Okay, let's go. That's the next one. I don't know when we're gonna do that. Let's set it for 2 weeks from now. But back to the.
I'm putting it in my calendar right now.
The playlist. Good stuff, man. Like the guy said, you know, for them, they're on a fucking rocket ship. I don't know why they got stuck on a rocket ship. I mean, but they're there. They're trying to go somewhere. They're trying to do something. Vibe for me is just huge. Like, I felt this because, mind you, keep in mind the first time like I actually listened to this, I'm at the gym, I'm working out. Everything's like, this is just motivation. I am motivated to do something. It's kind of like Paul said perfectly. He was like, from his experience with the movie, we've got to fight our way through. We've got to do whatever. That's how I felt. Like, that's how the song came off. In my mind, like I said, we're in this intergalactic cosmos and shit's going on. I'm already thinking we've already explored. We're already doing something. Now we've just got another trial and tribulation that's in our way, and we've just got to keep moving. It was another hard song where it's like you're just moving forward for me. That's just the vibe I got from this, and but for me, once again, like waiting on that boot to drop. Like I said, I could not find a song on here. And I know for Chad, he said instrumental songs aren't his big thing. To an instrumental over, something with, actual vocals any day. There are some really big songs. Like I'll be like, hey, let me find the instrumental for that. Because I can't stand someone, spitting some hot trash on it or wasn't made for this song or something like that. Literally, you give me an instrumental, I'm more inclined to like it because it's like stripped down for me. Still think good job so far. 4 out of 4 for me.
Hey, before we go much further, why do you think they play instrumental? Like they'll release an instrumental version of the song, but they never do the acapella on the other side. Like just throw the lyrics with no.
No. Look back. Back in the day when you remember those little CDs that had the single. They did have the acapella version. Used to do that all the time.
Right.
People could do remixes. Nowadays, nobody needs that shit. They'll just,
Used to, you could buy a CD of a single, and it would be like the song, then it'd be just the instrumentals, and then it'd be the acapella, and then it'd be like just the instrumental with the backup voices, like if it's a song with like the backup vocals. Because my mom used to buy those because she would sing at church and stuff.
That's called
and
karaoke.
Back then, I mean, to do a remix, you needed to basically hand it to you. Nowadays, someone can literally take the song. We have the technology to remove the fucking instrumental, the instruments from the back, and just use that, put it over some, damn, you got a dance track. But like I said, man, good job so far for me.
Yeah, I love the Warriors. Like it's one of probably my top 10 favorite movies of all time. And I remember years ago, I think either Paul hadn't seen the movie in years or he had never seen the movie. And I was like, you've never seen the movie? So I think I remember actually going and buying the movie because I wanted to buy it anyways. And then I called into work that day.
We both
I was
did.
like, hey, I'm going to be late. And I told my mom, I was like, yeah, I don't have to go into it later. Totally lied to my mom about that. And we stayed at home and watched the Warriors. And it's just, I think one of the reasons I like the movie is because if you've never seen the movie The Warriors, I highly suggest it. It is from like I think 1978 or 79 when the movie came out.
Yeah.
So the thing that I like so much about The Warriors is the stories about a gang of guys. Their gang's called The Warriors, and they're wrongfully accused of something, and they actually got to fight their way through New York City to get back to their home turf, which is all the way on Coney Island. And that, like Paul said, they use the term, we got to bop our way back to Coney Island because they don't know at the time, at the beginning of the movie, spoiler alert, but everybody in the entire city is looking for them, looking to kill them because they're accused of killing the leader of the biggest gang in New York City, who is looking to unite the gangs. So that's what the movie's about, and I love the movie. And in the story that I'm telling through this playlist, it's fast forward. Now the kid who was like 8 or 9, he's an adult now, and he's trying to fight his way off Earth. Between the songs, he learns out his dad was, he was pretty high up in the military. He was killed in a battle, and someone tells him, "Hey, you need to get off Earth. They're looking for you, and you got to get to this planet here." And basically, he's never been off planet Earth. He's never been in space. He's grew up on Earth his whole life. They're under oppression by the people who basically invaded, took over Earth. So this song is him trying to fight his way off Earth and into space, and get to to where he needs to go. And that leads us to our next song, "Full Hearts" by the artist Arcade High on the album Kingdom.
Man, this song to me is definitely it's one of my favorites. This is we're at the midpoint now, and I of course love the Warrior song, but it wasn't anything it's something I knew. This song I had actually never heard of Arcade High, believe it or not,
Really
which
good. Really
and it's
good.
Yeah, I need to go and check out more of them because if it's all like this, then this song was just a banger. It was a great halfway point of where the mood had been set, and now it's where we're moving into the next phase, which is you're halfway through the playlist. That's exactly what it should do, and it kind of reinvigorated me as well. Because even though I like those, the songs that came before it, this is when the playlist really hit for me. This is when it really was like, okay, I'm captured. I'm invested in this playlist more than what I was before. But yeah, I really did just enjoy this song a lot.
True. Yeah, man. Like you said, the song itself is a banger. I don't think I've ever heard of Arcade High. Yeah, and this song right here definitely means I need to check them out a little more. It's one like right along that same vein for me. Still in the vibe, still moving, still going strong. A little more up tempo than some of the previous songs. I'm like, we're 5 songs in. That boot's not dropping. Like he can do no wrong at this point. Even if he played others at the very last 3 songs or 3 Jonas Brothers songs, what? You did a good job. It still would have been better than Paul's playlist last week. Like even if he had done that, he still would have took it home because you can't pull one by me, Paul Schreiber. You can't pull one by me. Yeah, that last song on that playlist, we still need to retouch on that. We need to give you some more shit for that. Your last song, but seriously, good stuff. Chris. Honestly, still enjoying the playlist. At this point, I'm waiting to see where the other songs go because, this playlist was one of those songs where you can kind of just lose your track of thought. You can put it on and whatever you've kind of got going on. Maybe if you're thinking of a series that you had just watched, and you can kind of let it play out as a cinematic film. So you trying to set your whole story, set your tones and all that. I think you're doing a good job by track 5. Pretty excited to kind of see where the rest of it went.
All right, track number 5. Surprise, more synth pop. I mean, it just keeps coming. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of synth pop. I'm just saying I'm not a fan of synth pop. In more than one way. Nevertheless, the voyage continues. I feel like as a passenger on this ride, we're definitely going places now. You can feel the pace quicken. It's the continuous high notes thrust you further and further from Earth, further from human contact, further from words. There's no words. In space, there are no words, apparently. Why are there no words? But I guess we're getting to that. Anyways, the tempo's defined. It's more upbeat. It seems like it's a good light speed cruising music. And at this point in the playlist, I'm like, okay, he is taking us out there. Like we're getting out, past all the familiar planets and stuff. Like we're cruising. We're going somewhere. Like I don't know if there's a cryo chamber I can crawl into and just take a nap. Like y'all wake me up when we get there. Because if I have much more of the synth pop, I might mutiny the ship and we're just all going back home. But I'm curious. I'm with you though, Chris. I'm not sure what far-flung edge of the galaxy you're taking us to, or what unknown force or artist that we face when we get there. But I'm in for the long haul. So warp speed, Sulu. Let's keep it rolling.
All right. And this song, in our story, we have now left Earth. We are breaking orbit, and our heroes ran into more trouble. Obviously, the skies are littered with enemy vessels, and he has got to now fight his way away from Earth to try to get into deeper space. And in this playlist, I when I said before, this playlist is gonna be very polarizing, and I might touch more on this at the end of the playlist, but there's only like 4 songs on this playlist that actually has lyrics, and I was very iffy about releasing this playlist this early in our rotation. That's one of the main reasons, and also like it is very very synth wave heavy, and
for a reason.
Yeah, and like that's why I was like, people are either going to really dig this, like I said before, people are either really dig this playlist or they're not going to care for it much at all, which is understandable. Like I said, only 4 of these songs actually have lyrics in it. But
I'm a fucking simpleton, Chris. I need words.
I know.
You got to tell me what's going on. I can't.
I've had this.
This thing don't work.
I've had like the kind of like story to this playlist, like kind of figured out for a while now, and I was thinking about actually releasing it with this playlist, but I didn't want the people to have like ideas already formed in their heads about what this song, because if you want to make your own little headcanon, that's fine. And that's another one of the reasons I kind of want to do this in the playlist, but I'll talk about it now. I'm adjusting. Like I listen to a lot of songs that don't have lyrics, and I've actually released some of my early playlists had a lot of, like songs with no lyrics in them. It's just music, because when you're like, especially like sitting laying it down at night with headphones in, or just kind of zoning in at work and listen to music with no lyrics to it, you can kind of like form your own little. It's relaxing. You don't have to really concentrate on it too much, and or you can kind of create like a little world in your head, or you think about some stuff you've been wanting to think about for a while. It's kind of. I don't know. I enjoy that. But moving on. Next song up, Flash, single version from the artist Queen. You might have heard of them. And the album Flash Gordon.
Yeah. This one is kind of where you lost me a little bit. Like, and I'm not talking about as far as the theme of the playlist goes, because once again, it fits. You've already set this futuristic, this space, battle, this whole universe up. You've set it. It fits well within there. It's just when I broke it down for like a song, I just it was one of those like I could skip over. I'm good. I don't even think I've seen an episode of the show. I still, like, to this day, don't really know anything about it. I know, it was pretty big. You can get Queen to do your theme song at that point in time. I'm sure it was, like, huge. Like, you have to have some kind of one of those songs. Like, I was like, okay, well, this fits the vibe. You lost me a little bit, but I was like, okay, I'm good on it.
Me? You? I thought it was you, but okay. All right, so the entire Odyssey, it's been a solitary voyage for me. In my mind, in limited musical knowledge, I've been alone. I've been stranded. I didn't know what was going on, had no clue. We're just being flung into space. And I'm with you, Chris. I'll go anywhere you want to go, man. You just give me a boarding pass and I'm buckled in. I haven't heard any of these songs before, didn't really know any of these artists. And I love that your playlist has like a screenplay in your mind to it too. Like, you could tell that early on in this playlist that you were taking us somewhere, man. And I'm digging it. I mean, I dig the ride. I grew up. I was born in '77. Okay, I know it looks like I'm 22, but I'm not. Okay, this is just all the makeup. This is all the makeup Paul makes me wear before we do these videos. But Yeah, I mean, when at this point though, it's just been endless light years of synthesizer and treble and like foreign alien music to me. But then out of the abyss of time and space comes a familiar hero. Not only from Earth, but from the best Earth, the early 80s Earth. Holy shit, it's Flash. Ah! Flash Gordon, dude, comes in to save the day. He's going to save every one of us. I don't know if y'all caught that in the song, but I mean, it's not, he doesn't discriminate. He's saving everybody. If you're an Earthling,
He can't save you.
yeah, you're safe. So he definitely saved me on this playlist, man. He came in here, and I mean, I was like, wow. Just when you think Chris pulls us out here for nothing, thrusts us out to the limits of musical fear and darkness, to the edge of the universe where time and synth pop are weird and thin, he totally redeems himself and uses Freddie Mercury to bring us a savior. Beautiful, Chris. Beautiful, man. I got to give my hat off to you on that one. That was a great song. It had a lot of nostalgia for me. It reminded me where I came from because we've been so far away from there. Chris is a mad genius. He's Al Borland with a Mensa certificate. He's a brilliant. He's got an Al Borland beard and a musical mastermind. But the question is, he brings us a savior, but what's he saving us for? I mean, what's waiting for us? I mean, there's 4 more songs on this voyage. Is there a foe? Is there a Ming the Merciless out there? Or worse, is he about to fucking drop some Starship on us? Jesus.
So, okay. So, I love Queen.
Shocker.
I know. A big shock there. But Queen
so
is
brave,
seriously...
Paul, so brave.
Queen is, very small band. Nobody's really heard of them. But, I'm surprised that they got, on with the Flash. But, yeah, I love Queen. I don't like this song. It held nothing for me. This has always been a Queen song that, I knew about. And it was something that I made fun of. But I think it fits perfectly in with the playlist. So again, this is something, it doesn't matter if I like it or not. It fits exactly with what you were doing. So you've placed it perfectly. And that's really all I have to say because like I said, I have no love for it, but I think it fits the playlist very well. Good job.
Yeah, I put this song here because it's very heavy. Feels the song's very technical stuff going on in the background. And it does fit into our story, which in our story, this part, in our playlist, this part of our story, our hero has arrived at the planet he was told to go to. And when he gets there, this is where the lore really gets heavy, guys. All right. When our hero gets there, he finds out his dad wasn't just in the military. He was actually part of the kind of like special operation, secret covert, testing new technologies and stuff like that to help in the war going on they were fighting. And we found out the biggest issue we had fighting these guys or taking over our colonies and trying to take over Earth is our ships couldn't hang with theirs because human body couldn't handle the G-forces of taking these tight turns that these aliens were able to do. And we were able to apprehend one of their ships, but no one could pilot it because we couldn't hang with them. So they had engineered a special suit for someone to wear. And the suit that the guy wears is bright red. The ship is bright red, and his dad was the only one who could actually pilot the thing at the point. So you find out that everyone knew who his dad was under his code name Flash, and he would actually helped out in the war a lot. And someone sent him there because they need him to now pilot the ship. His dad died, so they need someone else to pilot the ship, and that's where our hero comes into play. He's going to help kind of, fight these guys away from Earth. Very cheesy,
He's going to save every one of us.
Very stereotypical sci-fi movie, He's the one hero. He's the lone guy who can do it. Which leads us, so in the story, he gets the ship, and then he basically finds out there's a lot of colonies that went dark during this war to keep from getting, these guys on other locations, so they went dark. So he knows the location of these other colonies. So he kind of goes and kind of starts rallying people together to get some more people to help fight to try to take back Earth. And he does. He gets people to join his forces, which leads us into our next song, "In the Face of Evil" by the artist Magic Sword on their album Volume 1.
All right. So the last song introduced us to a hero. I feel like this song introduced us to the foe, to the enemy. This is the one where we get to look the enemy right in the face. The terror is real, and just when you feel the familiar rush of nostalgia from Queen, boom, boom, the nightmare's back. The synthesizer rises again. Bigger, bolder, badder. It's a pissed off synthesizer. And it's endless. It's as endless as the expanse of deep space that we've traversed to get here. This song has that horror movie pulse, that quick guttural synthesizer, a kind of dark intent. Nothing good can come from this repetitious, endless onslaught of distorted and stretched sus2 chords and withering bass pedal. It's ominous, it's dark, but it's a worthy adversary. It's lurking near the bottom of the playlist. It's only at the 6-minute mark that we realize that there's still a minute to go of this song. Nevertheless, just like any enemy, they don't just disappear with a flash. This song keeps pumping it out. I'm not even sure Flash Gordon can save us this time, boys.
So, yeah, this song Magic Sword, Chris talked about it before, but I actually almost put this song on that playlist that I made in my drive. So I'm very aware of this song. I like this song. It's very long. It was actually one of the reasons I didn't, end up putting it on that playlist. But it has so many peaks and valleys. It has there's a reason it's so long, because it kind of feels like 2 or 3 songs rolled into one. But they fit together so well, which is kind of like the theme with synthwave. It's, as I was mentioned before, I don't know where one ends and one begins. So with this song, this could have been 3 songs and I'd never know it. All sounds kind of the same, but hey, it works because it flows. And it feels like this is where we're getting to the bad guys' hideout. Or like we're either there, we're infiltrating. Like as far as the story goes, I know Chris was talking about how this is a storyline. If this goes along with the storyline, this to me feels like, hey, we made it to the bad guy hideout. Our heroes always take forever to find the big baddie. It's always going to take a long time. So this song kind of fits.
Very end.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right. Yeah, man. Honestly, really good song. Early on in this. Once you make a playlist like that's got a mood, that's got a vibe, that's really just chill, it's tough to pick out anything in particular from a song. It's like we're all saying the same thing, just in different ways, like how we're kind of getting lost in the song and all of this stuff. That's the one thing, song, it fits the playlist. It's just at this point, I don't, like they said a little earlier, I don't know where it begins and where it's about to end. I can't pick out any specific thing that's like, this is amazing, I need to add this song playlist or anything like that, because it just fits what's going on so perfectly. Like, it's just that, like I said, a double-edged sword. I wish that, every single song on this was amazing. I'm going to save every single song. That's not what happened. It's just, this is a perfect playlist. These songs go well together. I enjoyed listening to it. And that's pretty much, this song just kind of continues that trend. It's just like, okay, more of the same. It's still good. It's still dank. It's just, I know after about a month, maybe I won't be listening to this playlist as a whole. I'm going to pick any particular song off and put it somewhere. That's how I was feeling at this song. Something later, once we get to the last track.
I really do agree with what Chad said. And like Paul said, I was very hesitant about putting this song on this playlist. You can see this is one of the first songs I actually put on this playlist. And this song, this playlist, I've added songs, took off, rearranged, added, took off, rearranged, took a song off, put the song back on, rearranged. And this song, 6 minutes and 49 seconds long. It's a very long song. And that was one of the reasons, like Paul said, I almost didn't put it on here, but it did fit really perfect in this spot. And in this part of our story, our hero has gotten as many people as he could get together to launch a final assault to free back Earth, and also buy him some time to board the flagship of the bad guys, the invaders, so that our hero can do the stereotypical one-on-one to fight the bad guy. And that's what brings us into our next song, Knights of Cydonia, by an artist you might have heard of, Muse, from their album Black Hole and Revelations.
So, Knights of Cydonia, I love it. I mean, I've always loved this song. I love Muse. I'm a huge Muse fan. They're kind of somebody that their songs are either going to hit with me or completely miss, but when they hit, damn, do they hit hard. And this one, you know, it always did. This actually might have been one of the first songs that I learned about Muse because I remember watching the music video from it and just was like, this is so fucking cool. Like, this is such a cool song. I dug. The only thing that I guess that kind of turned me away from it at first is I'm not huge on songs that take a long time to get to the lyrics. Like, this is what, a minute and a half before an hour and a half till we get to the lyrics. But again, that fits with this playlist with where we're going because, you know, there's not a lot of lyrics anyways. So, but we're getting there. I will say this to me felt. Knights of Cydonia always felt more like a space western instead of a space fantasy. So far, this whole playlist has felt like more of a space fantasy to me. This one, it kind of took a turn, to like more of a cowboy bebop type thing. I've always thought of, you know, Knights of Cydonia as that, but either way, like I still love it. I get exactly where you're going with this song. This feels to me like either this has to be the final fight is what I'm thinking. Like, to me, this feels like, okay, our heroes are here. We got past Magic Sword. We're at the final boss. Let's do this thing.
Let's go.
True. No, man. I hate to keep doing this, but every single time I hear, you know, somebody's song on a playlist, I remember a playlist that they've made previously. For the first few playlists, I think that Chris released, he would have some sort of Western song on there. If it wasn't, you know, it would have like that Western vibe. And I don't even know if he's doing this on purpose, but once again, it kind of reared its head in this. Amazing, because I had just listened to a whole album of like synthwave, and then he mixed in that same type of vibe. I know Paul just mentioned Cowboy Bebop. Kind of say the same thing. It was kind of like futuristic. You still have that, but how can you mix futuristic stuff with Western? Somehow, some way, this song did it. I just remember thinking the whole time, like, damn, is this a callback? Is he doing this on purpose? And it was kind of fun to kind of play that mind game. Now, knowing Chris, he's not that smart. You know, he's not smart enough to put, to keep, to think that.
I don't
he makes
think much good.
He makes one playlist and then he moves on to another. There's no, correlation. There's no, line the time together. But it was kind of fun to be like, hey, well, story here. Maybe, this overarching tale, has got some Western tracks in there. And honestly, it was a nice surprise. I think I've listened to a little bit of Muse. Friends back in the day loved it. That song, this album was probably one of their biggest albums. I feel like put them on the map for a lot of people. But, once again, good stuff, good substance. Once I've heard it, this is great in the playlist. Not really taking anything from it. Not taking, there was no message. But now after hearing what Chris has been saying about his story, I had been caught up. Maybe I'd been caught up from the last playlist that we've been listening to. Last playlist, it was a message. Everything was concept. Everything, you had to gather something from it. Hey, I'm telling you a tale. You can, make your own story if you want to, but I'm just telling you a tale for you to enjoy and relax to come, and he keeps that aspect of it coming. So good job once again.
All right, so as I journaled my voyage, it was obvious to me that with this song the battle had begun. Like Paul said, it was synthesizer and electric guitar. They collide in a crescendo of upbeat back and forth. The drums, they add to the chaotic feel. In my mind, it's Mean the Merciless, Daft Punk, and Magic Sword are running headlong into Freddie Mercury and Flash Gordon in what I can only imagine is a Scott Pilgrim-esque battle for synth pop supremacy.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, that's where my mind went.
This guy's just saying buzzwords.
Hey, it got me.
Hey, man.
It got me going. He's just saying buzzwords. Mention all these things in one.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, if you're watching the
Yeah, the
video
formula.
this far in, then you definitely need some clickbait in the middle to keep you going. So,
Hey, man. Right.
this song definitely it has that climatic feel, like there'll be some resolution to our voyage. A victor will be crowned. This track is one of the best of the Odyssey, in my opinion. I just hope it has enough momentum to slingshot us around this bright star, using its gravity to get us back to Earth, back home, back away from the synth pop. Chris, back away from the synth pop. Just kidding, man. If it's really got into it, it definitely brings the climax to the next. I think we're 2 songs out from the end.
Yeah.
Bringing it home, man. Keep the voyage going.
Yeah, yeah, you guys are right. This is the big fight. This song is basically our hero is boarded the flagship and is like shooting his way to the main bad guy. It's just him rolling through corridors, blasting bad guys down the hallways, and just fighting his way to the main bad guy. And then when the song kind of reaches its climax, it's him basically toe to toe with the main bad guy. You know.
Right.
So it's
Space
yeah, space. Yeah, space docker.
Yep.
But yeah, that's this is it. This is the big fight, the big finale. This is what the people paid to see, you know. And we'll go ahead and lead into our second to last song, Spaceflight, by the artist Offense. Offense, I don't know. Offense from their album Lost Future.
Yeah, man. I'm actually really happy that I got to talk about this song first. But like I said, the entire time I was thinking, like, is there gonna be a song I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna want to hold on to? This song right here was it for me. And going along with Chris's story and how you guys are feeling like you're finally fighting the main battle. This is that, hey, the battle is over, the victor has been crowned. We're cruising into the sunset. We're cruising hopefully back home victorious. On the other side, maybe you lost and you lick your wounds, because the next song kind of mixes it up. I won't go into it yet, but this is definitely that final battle's happen. Hopefully we're victorious. We're going back home where we get to celebrate. Are about to roll.
Turn up.
You get to see our main guy looking badass. Hopefully, cruising in the cool ship that no one else can fly except for him. So honestly, really great song. Like that was just the biggest thing for me. Just this was an amazing song. Like I can't put that out there enough. Once again, good job. I told you this whole album was gonna sound like I was just giving you that loving. But man, dude, you hit it out the park. Every song so far has been amazing. Good job.
You? Me? All right. You sure you don't want to go first? Keeping track of things is tough for me, guys. I mean, look, seriously.
Same.
Okay,
Same.
so I kind of felt the same vibe, okay, so having vanquished the evil alliance, our heroes cross once again through the endless sea of synthesizer as we voyage closer to the end of this intergalactic ride. I may just cryo-sleep the rest of the trip and let autopilot wake me up when we get there. Even if we crash into the sun and burn up on re-entry, whatever, at least the synthesizer will cease. This place is devoid of logic. At least the good guys won.
I like this song. I did enjoy it, but it didn't make me feel one way or the other. This is very much this voyage is over. It's like you're sitting back with your hand on the steering wheel and you're riding out. Like I don't think it goes any higher or any lower than that. It's very middle of the road. So I didn't glean a lot from it. It's just a super chill song. The adventure's over. We did it. We're riding out. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. This is Heroes One. I'd like to think that it's him sitting in the main seat of the bad guys, and he's looking out into space as all the enemy ships are getting blown to pieces. And we've won the war. Earth's free now, and it's after the climax. The parades in the streets.
Always
fireworks.
Climax.
Yeah.
Time for a sandwich.
That leads us into our last song, which is Inner Space by the artist Starcadian from the album Inner Space.
All right, so with this song, it definitely had the feeling of like the credits are rolling. So as the credits roll, the camera pans as our starship cruises towards home. What would be the end of the epic saga totally pulls a Michael Jackson Thriller move and throws us in a song at the end. Edgy, digitally vocal, yet still heavy, the dark synth pop has metamorphosized into a smarter, better version of its former self. And now it follows us back home. I'll probably listen to a couple more of the Starcadian songs to see if they're any good, breaking through the fourth wall, thus actually entering my universe. So the invaders have followed us home, and now they're going to somehow end up on one of my playlists, I'm sure. I really like that song. Dare I say, invading my otherwise synth pop free world. Wow, what a journey. I see what you did there, Chris Rogers of the 21st century. But fuck the lizard people.
Like Duck Dodgers, Chris Rogers?
Chris Rogers, yeah. Or like there was Buck Rogers.
Good job on putting that together,
I've heard
Paul.
that so many
Yeah, man.
times. Oh my God.
So yeah, I like that song. Out of all the songs on the playlist, besides of course obviously the Flash song, which I probably won't put on a playlist, this song actually was a good synth pop song. Like at the beginning of the thing, I'm like, dude, synth pop, and then more synth pop, and then now at the end, I'm like, I gotta check out another synth pop song, man.
Pop ain't that bad.
Yeah, we grow.
I gotta dig in it, guys.
That's what this is about, man. I look like a narrow-minded dweeb, dork, idiot.
I mean, you look like one.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
That's all I wanted to say. There's no second part to that.
That's it, yo. Let's put it out there.
That's how I look.
Like one.
But yeah, this is by far the best song on the playlist. I'm the same way. Like as soon as I heard it, like now I have to just check out more Starcadian. It is such a strong finish. There's some of the songs I just wanted to get through kind of quicker. This song I feel like it didn't last long enough. Like I loved it. It definitely felt like that song that plays during the ending credits, but there might be something more. There could be something else coming after the credits. That's what it felt like, and it left me wanting more. Fantastic way to end. It just there was the ups and downs. There was some stuff that I liked. There was some stuff that I didn't like. But what a great song to go out on, because you really reeled me back in, and I was so happy to have gone on this adventure once this song played. Great job, man.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I actually got a couple of thoughts about it. The last little song I was talking about, I was like, maybe our victors have won. Maybe that's it. This song actually, like everybody's saying, it feels like there was that, you watch a movie and then they leave that little glimpse of like, oh, the predator's not actually dead, or there's another planet. This was only like the captain of a platoon or some shit like that. Like that was the vibe. There's something else. This guy's gonna go. And what I always hope is that the final song plays right back into the beginning, and maybe this is the start of the journey, and you're just going through it once again. So I enjoyed it. If I wanted to kind of put the finale all on it, I would have replaced this song with the previous song, because this makes it seem like there's another thing coming, but I don't know if that's what you wanted. I don't know if you maybe wanted to, or if maybe you wanted to end it completely, because I would have just switched them. Just let it rest. Be like, hey, the deed is done. The battle's won. Let's cruise off into the sunset, and maybe go copulate with some fly alien honeys.
Hey.
So I was room for some fly alien honeys.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely the credit roll. This is the end. I had this song. There was another song I had as the last song for a long time. And I debated. You can see this is like the last song I actually added on this playlist. And this song was actually 5 minutes and 24 seconds long. So it's not a short song either. But I had this song and another song, and I was going back and forth between which one I wanted to have as the credit roll. And I finally decided on this song. And I probably will do another playlist in the future of World Tomorrow, because I have a shit ton of synthwave songs on a playlist.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's
I know
right
Chaz looking forward to that.
Dude.
But,
Here I've been ducking
this is
trolleys.
the credit roll.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Bobbing and ducking around those trolleys. They'll get you now. You gotta watch
Hey,
out.
it always comes back around.
Hey man, if we got a series of synth pop playlists, I'm just taking one of them trolleys, and I don't mean to the mall. I mean I'm just eating it right in the grill.
Shit.
But I'll let everyone do their final thoughts, and then I'll do my final thought on this.
You want to start?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Like I said, I kind of ended it on the last note of the last song, but yeah, I mean, not a big fan of this genre of music. Like I said, there was maybe 2 or 3 artists that I recognized, even word recognition, and I think 2 or 3 of those I kind of attributed other people's music to them. So, I mean, that just goes to show you, when you listen to music, we're honed, we have proclivities, we're honed towards the things that we're used to, the familiar, what's the newest thing in this track. So being able to listen to the synth pop and all that stuff, I mean, I joke around about it, but it's definitely something you can vibe to, kind of chill in the background, like these other guys were saying. But more importantly than that to me though was the story. Like you could tell from the get go, like we're going somewhere. Like this, it's not surprising to me, although it's cool to me that you had like a screenplay in mind, and this was like a I don't know, like a clipboard of the different scenes that you had, and I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was a great thing. You could tell that you pined over it, you put some thought into it. I mean, if you didn't have such crappy taste in music, it probably would have been something that I would recommend to somebody. But yeah, no, just kidding though, man. It really was a fun playlist to review, and I mean, like I said, wrote a little journal with some notes on each one because you told the story so well, it sent me on a story. And although our stories weren't the same, we all got here safely in the end.
Yours was a lot more Flash Gordon.
Yeah, I was a lot more Flash Gordon.
Yeah, he was hooked.
But yeah, I feel the exact same way. I'm gonna be completely honest. The first time I finished this playlist, I went and sat down. I was like, I don't think I can listen to this again. The first time I heard the playlist, I legit hated it. Like I sat there and I thought about it. And I was like, man, I have to listen to this more. But I don't know if I can get through it again. Like I really don't. But I'm glad I did. Like because the more I listen to it, it's one of these playlists that I've made myself. You have to be in a specific mood to listen to this playlist. For me anyway. Some people, they like all these songs. Me, not so much. But if I get myself in the right mindset, then this is the perfect playlist for me. When I just can zone out, I just kind of, not close my eyes, but like just do something. Like it works for work, stuff like that, or like Justin was talking about, you're working out, you're going on a long drive, you're doing something, and you're just take me on a journey. Just let me zone out. And this is a perfect playlist on it, because even if there's a song or two that I didn't really enjoy, I didn't hate them, so I would never skip any song on here, and that makes a great playlist. And the other thing that makes a great playlist is, do all the songs fit together? And yes, they all do. The first song feels very much like a beginning. The last song feels very much like an end. And as I said before, the last song you put on this playlist was my favorite song on the playlist. So it's always great to end it with a sweet taste in your mouth. And that's pretty much what it did. Mine are always usually more, I want you to be a little bit depressed when you're done. Yours, I like that. I want that you wanted us to be happy when it was done. So I really enjoyed that. Your taste in music really came through with this playlist, and I think it's a great playlist for you to start off with.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Chad for shitting on every single song in this playlist. He found a way, y'all. I'm talking about this man found a way to shit on every single song.
Not Queen song. Not Queen song.
And that takes talent, because for me,
he loved Flash Gordon.
It was hard for me to find one bad thing to say about each song. Like, it was perfect. And I know Paul said he had to be in the right mind space, and he wasn't sure if he'd listen to it again. It is very tough. Like, if you're listening to a track while you're working out, or just a playlist, you can get bored of a song easy. It is very tough to be like, okay, I'm not going to skip this because I need this. I need to be in the right headspace for what I'm doing currently. Perfect. It then led me to want to listen to it while I was at home, led me to want to listen to it while I'm streaming, while I was working. It then, this playlist was perfect for me. Like, I was blown away. I mean, I had my own little story. I had just watched what's the name of that movie? Ready Player One. So I'd be listening to it. Little scenes from that would kick in. It was just perfect for all the media that I had been taking in, like, currently, and smooth, and it was right. Even the song, the Flash Gordon song, of when a playlist throws something out that's like out of the mode, like it takes you out of the mode and forces you to wake up just for a second, and then it can bring you back in. He did that perfectly with the Flash Gordon song for me, because like I said, I wasn't that big a fan of it. Skip it, not for, I wouldn't skip it just because of the way this playlist was going. Used to love listening to the last song of our playlist and then listening to the playlist from there. I couldn't do it with this one. I couldn't put it on random. I couldn't do any of that stuff. I had to hear it in its completion. That's just how I feel like how greatly assembled this playlist was. Dude, hands down, 9 out of 5. 9 out of 5 playlists. I don't know the last time that one of us has made a playlist this good. We've been kind of stepping it up, making our moves, doing this. You definitely forced me to go back to the drawing board. I'm thinking my next playlist has got to be like, I mean, not necessarily like yours, but it has to be my own thing, and it has to be perfect. Like, I don't, even if it's just one of you, shitlords that says, hey, this was pretty good, this was great, even if it's just one of you, that's what I'm shooting for. Because technically, at this point, Paul and Chad, consistently, Paul gave you a few, thumbs up, but one of you, like, that's kind of the motivation I have now. If I can get one of you to love every single song, that's it. That's gold. That's what I'm shooting for, because that's tough.
Well, that's not going to happen next week.
I mean, like, yeah, everybody's going to. It's my chance to poo-poo on Chad. My chance to put him in his place. I'm going to come in with my notes talking about how bald he is, and it's not going to have nothing to do with the album. It's not going to have nothing, but I'm going to put him in his place.
I was opening up the door for a complete shitstorm.
Chad's gonna be like, this song I thought, fuck Chad. So that's my thoughts on this song.
He's over here big dogging us. Y'all, and I ain't gonna sit for it.
Hey man, I'm a baseball umpire, so
fuck Chad.
Yeah, I'm used to being shit on all the time. So I mean, your words can't hurt me. So that's what I'm saying. Bring it on, guys. I love it.
He's been married for 20-something years. He's dead inside,
dude. I have no feeling at all from the top of this thing down.
Put him right back down.
I'm just hollow.
But no, seriously, dude, good job, good fucking work. Just from my point of view, easy. And the only reason it's not a 10 is because I'm just assuming something, something's around the corner. World of Tomorrow 2, and then I'll tell you if it's a 10, because I'm definitely gonna compare the two.
Yeah, this playlist, like I said before, I have a couple other playlists I've already made that I had climbed up, and I thought about listing those. And I've been working, like I said before, I've been working on this playlist for a long time. I had a lot of these songs in another playlist, and then I would add them to this playlist as I thought they were good. And this playlist, I actually sometimes when I make a playlist, I'll put songs into a playlist that I've been listening to for a very long time, and I put them in there so I could kind of put it out there for other people to hear. And sometimes when I listen to my own playlist, I'll skip a lot of songs because I've heard them so many times. But I want to put them in a playlist so that, like I said, other people can hear it, because they may not get it, they might not have heard it before. But this playlist I've listened to over and over and over and over again, because I do enjoy all these songs from beginning to end. Even the Kid Cudi song, which I've listened to for years. And like I said, I know that a lot of people won't like this because you can't, it would be hard to do in this format that we do with this playlist, because these songs do all flow together, and some of them are really long. Some of the songs are only like there's one song here that's 1 minute and 33 seconds long, And so the way it's set up, it's not your typical playlist. And my next playlist will probably be a more typical playlist. But I did enjoy making this playlist a lot, and I'm really glad that all you guys did enjoy it. Like I said, I knew it was going to be polarized. I know people are either going to really, really like this playlist or not care for it at all, which is understandable. So that's all I got to say about it, really. I'm just glad some of you guys enjoyed it.
The generation, it was a good playlist, Chris. The generation I grew up in, synth pop, man, god dang. Like, it was just worn out. it was the pop wave that's going on now. That was it then, you know. So I came into it a little bit biased about the synth pop stuff, but I really like the way you wove it together and the continuity and the story part of it, man. It was enjoyable.
Yeah,
one thing I meant to say about on the last song of the playlist I meant to mention earlier when we was talking about it is like the thing I like about it is like when you watch it, go to theaters and watch the movie, and, you know, the movie ends and then there's credits roll and then you just have that song coming in right when the credits roll. That's one thing I really love about that last song. Like, if you play it, if you play that song, the way that just comes in, that beat and that synth just comes in, it was like it's perfect. It's that perfect. You know, you're sitting there, you just finished watching the movie that's like held you that whole time, and you're just like you sitting there like you're decompressing the movie in your mind, and you're like, oh man, that was a fucking great movie. And not that this movie would have been great, like I said, this is really heavily based around a very cheesy late 70s, early 80s sci-fi movie. You know, probably something that's really trying to rip off Star Wars really heavy. Something you see on what was that show called? Mystery Science Theater 3000. You know, this really cheesy, super low budget sci-fi movie. That's what it'd be. But I don't know, that song Inner Space, just like it's that, oh man, that's a fucking great movie. And you're sitting there playing the movie over in your head, decompressing, and that really that first song but comes in at the credit roll. You know, I meant to say that earlier. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, you fucking nailed that, man.
Yeah, I think we all can agree with that. The last song, dude, you really fucking killed it. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. We made it through another one. This one, I'm glad that we didn't have quite as many technical issues as last time. It was that one was a rough one.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, by the time I'm done cutting out, you know, pretty much everybody else, we'll see what's left.
The good thing is I was flawless, didn't stumble, mumble, or nothing. That's the main thing.
You nailed it, Chad. You nailed it.
Now that he said that, you know what you have to do.
Yeah.
you like I said, you've been trying to big dog us, y'all, and I ain't gonna sit for it.
I'm not trying to big dog you, man.
Take three.
All I'm saying is that like next week is my playlist, and man, you guys are gonna be disappointed the way that thing goes down.
That's the way to do it.
Hey, I'm setting the standard low. I can only go up from there. As Justin says, I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna come here, and then I'm gonna just come in like this at the end.
But yeah, I will say that
you gotta trademark that shit. That shit, I love it when I watch them videos and you like, and then it went like this, and then it was like this, and then it kind of brought me in, and then it went bam, and then we're out of there.
Hey, I need you to do my sound effects from here on out.
Double in, man. I couldn't tell if Chris was doing a thing or scratching his elbow right there.
Or both.
It don't matter. I think he tried to dab. I think he just tried to dab.
He did dab.
He did a chipley dab. He's like, yeehaw.
Chipley. Nobody's gonna understand what that means, but it's good.
Oh man.
Oh god, it's good. Oh, it's good. Oh man. Well, I say let's wrap it up.
Yeah, this is a wrap. I think what I know that we were all talking about it, and I guess we can all talk about it right here. But did we decide that we wanted to do this live next week?
Yeah, I'm for that. Unless you want to wait till Justin goes, well, because I'll be the fourth one, right?
No, the fourth one is going to be Chad. Justin starting off. Justin starting off October.
Right. Yeah, I think we should try to anchor it at the end of the month.
Okay. Then, so next Sunday, we'll try to do this thing live. I know we'll be broadcasting on my stream, twitch.tv/nastytime. I know Paul will also be doing his live. What we can do is we can set up I believe it's like multi-Twitch or something like that, where you can basically have YouTube and Twitch and everything kind of going on one. You'll see his up top, you'll see mine below, and we'll try to work something like that out for all of the followers, so you can kind of see what it's like from both ends. Really, I think it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be funny as fuck because everything's gonna go wrong.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a train wreck for sure. Yeah.
To me,
a lot of frustration and a lot of stuff getting flipped around. Yeah.
If it were up to me, I think we would totally do a live version. You know, just like on a secret channel or something like that. You know, maybe work out all the kinks, see if everything's good. But you know, Paul, he reckless.
Nope.
Nah.
Nope.
He want everybody to look foolish. So
They come for the train wrecks, baby. Now you get to see the train wrecks live. You get to see everything that's on the cutting room floor normally. Now you get to see it live.
Hey, and if we're speaking of working out kinks, are we still doing a clothing optional one next week?
I'm saying that.
I just assume everybody's poo bearing right now.
Show. That's the post show. That's once you subscribed and followed our channels. You know, you get the post show footage.
Get the wide angle shots.
Bonus content.
You know, you get those tier 2 subs. You get the private snaps. You get all of that.
You get all the good stuff.
The little
you
peek.
can't. You're giving away the goods already.
You don't get a flag.
You got to offer a sneak peek.
This episode's getting brought down.
Yeah, this one's. Hey, we're getting struck. Well, it's not my channel. I ain't got to worry about it.
But yeah, so I guess I know Justin already mentioned his Twitch, but we'll start with him, say our goodbyes, and go from there. Work our way to me.
Already?
Yeah, man.
Already?
Yeah, it's that time. Guys, tonight's been awesome. You guys have done a great job. Shout out to Chris for making an amazing playlist. Like I said, it's super tough to make an album where you literally love every song on there. So big ups to that, man. You guys know me now. Like I said, my name's Justin. You guys can find me at twitch.tv/NastyTimeTV. I have the Twitters. It's the same thing. You know, I got the Insta. It's pretty much the same thing. I want to see what it's about. Come and hit me up.
I'm Chris, aka Dr. Killjoy89. If you listen and enjoy the playlist, I appreciate it. Always leave comments down below. Any thoughts or criticism, constructive or otherwise. And thank you for watching our video.
Chad here, aka Raspberry Corn Muffins, aka Cody with a K, and I'm just gonna sleep in here with the turtles tonight. So if you need me, just come knock on the window at Paul's house, and we'll see what we can do. We'll save you some combos.
Don't come to my house. Nobody come to my house. But yeah, guys, I love talking to you guys, and I know I say it every time, but my favorite thing about this is how differently we all get these playlists, how we all consume it and feel about it very different. And like Justin was talking about, as long as one person, even one of us, really loves the playlist, then that's good enough for me. And it's just I really love the different views. Good job, guys. Good job as always. Yeah, but yeah, drop a comment down below. A like is always appreciated. All the links are going to be down below. I'll have Justin's link to his Twitch. Hit him with a follow as well. We'll have the Discord link below. On the Discord, you'll be able to, of course, have the playlist a little bit ahead of time and talk about what you'd like to see from the weekly playlist and all that. Look forward to the live show. It's going to be a shit show. It's going to be even worse than these, if you can believe it. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for joining us here at All In. I hope to see you next time.
Wu-Tang.
Bye-bye.
Go Bucks. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.